All right, this is Robert Forsch, and I wanted to cover lightning. And I want to mute that so I don't get a copyright strike. But I wanted to show you some of the time lapse from Mike Oblinski. He's a storm chaser out of the Midwest. What I want you to consider is powering the world's electrical grid and the transportation system, semis, and our climate control and all of that with lightning. Is there a little electricity to work with? What do you think? Yeah, let that sink in. I hashtag my name next to Elon Musk and Nikola Tesla because what I want to do is draw people to the idea that we can actually power our electrical grid with lightning. Okay, and I'm going to take us for a little bit of a ride. That was the introduction. I wanted to get the thumbnail, and I'm on my way to Starbucks right now. Maybe the ocean. So let's head on out there. Okay. So we had a downpour this morning, sufficiently enough that we've got puddling in the yard, big time. I got a new pair of Goodyear all-season high-performance tires on the Truthmobile because my previous tires didn't have enough tread. I would have been hydroplaning. That can be fatal, as I'm sure you know. So I wanted to go ahead and cover this and show you what this looks like right now. We're moving from nighttime to daytime. The sun is probably already up now, just about, or visible from this vantage point. So imagine, if you will, a world that's powered by lightning. The electric cars, electric lawnmowers, our appliances, all of that. Is that possible? I totally believe so. And that's why I'm bringing it up. I want us to look at that as a real possibility, and I believe a reality. It may already be happening to a certain extent. Imagine if power companies were actually harvesting energy from the ether with power lines and cell towers. I don't know, could be happening right now. I don't know. I am also a product of artificial intelligence as well. I've been enhanced in that I've been a lifelong learner, and with artificial intelligence and modern communication systems that I utilize, I'm able to see a lot. We should get the green light anytime here. The water is the clue to the world that we live in. Watch the water splashing on out. That's a V8 Mustang there. This is a V8 fuel injected, naturally aspirated Lexus. So let's just take a look at what this looks like. I used to, the day that I got struck by lightning out at the point, it was raining. And I rode there on a motorcycle. A lot of the recording that I used to do, earlier, years ago, was on a motorcycle. That's just what I had to work with at the time. Now having a car makes a big difference, of course. So apparently a three-wheeler is considered a motorcycle. The Can-Am Spyder, it could be, you could electrify it and have the world's fastest motorcycle. I'd be happy to take it for a test drive. The wheels on a motorcycle, I believe, could be a lot wider and a lot larger in diameter, and the power plant that's used for the Tesla Roadster, I believe, could totally be in a 2- or 3-wheeled motorcycle. We get $250,000 motorcycles here. I've been around the people that built them, talked to them talk to them, the builders of that. How about that? Been to the Grand Dunes, know where it is. I've got friends that live out there, the Grand Dunes in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's all kind of interesting. I'm not intimidated by somebody's pedigree or their educational level or however many dollars they have in their Monopoly Money bank account. Dollars, rubles, euros, doesn't matter to me. It's all basically the same. The bankers are creating money out of thin air. Isn't that special? Leveraging artificial intelligence. I'm leveraging it right now too. I've got a lot of zero interest credit card debt. Oh well, it's just the way it is. That's part of how I've been funding what I'm doing. When I built our real estate business, we bought and fixed up and sold houses for a substantial profit. Avoided the capital gains tax because that was the deal. We're a young family homeschooling our sons. I worked at a full-time ministry, chopped a lot of firewood getting ready for Y2K. Yeah, I've still got some about 1,000 pounds of wheat left, a wheat grinder. I made a wheat grinder with a plasma cutter and an exercycle with a big flywheel, powered grain mill with that, kind of like a Gilligan's Island pedal grinder, wheat grinder. Sold that, now I've got an electric one. I'm going to bounce around to a few different topics. I want you to know a little bit about my background. I have an engineering background in real world, really working with steel designs. My dad was a steel salesman for A.M. Castle Steel and Lapham Hickey Steel. He sold to Oshkosh Truck, Manitowoc Engineering, that made tunnel boring machines. The Sturgeon Bay Shipbuilding Company that built ships, and they took the tunnel boring machines all over the world from there. I've got a bit of a photographic memory. It doesn't mean I remember everything. It just means that I remember what's important, and I meet people and remember their face quite often in conversations that I've had with them, even though I hadn't seen them for years. Happened just the other day. A gentleman who built his own house in Montana, and he was a general contractor and built with concrete, and his sons build with concrete. I've talked about insulated concrete construction, where you've got a steel reinforced grid and a foam core, and you shotcrete both sides with 3.5 inches of 9,000 psi concrete. You can't put a bullet through it. It's like a bullet, like a 50 caliber Barrett. You can't shoot it through there. So structures built like that can endure a lot of how would I say, earthquakes, hurricanes, and wildfires. Basically impervious to that. If you were to take that wall panel and go down into the ground 12 feet or so, you don't have to have a basement. That doesn't work good at the ocean or coastal regions, but you can have the wall going down there, and underneath the slab floor you can have a whole bunch of what would be called geothermal. You can gather energy, I should say, like temperature, stabilize the temperature in your climate control system, and have a system that operates at a fraction of the cost of a conventional climate control system. One that uses electricity with AC compressors and that type of thing. So geothermal, a water furnace, is one of the things that you can look up. Right now I'm going over the Intracoastal Waterway. We had a lot of lightning here as well, but that's largely stopped right now. I'm going to just show you, that's where the sun would come up. It's up right now over in that direction. And this direction here is the waterway that you'll be able to see, the big flat spot in the middle of the view. The physics and properties of water are amazing. We can see how the water flies off the tires. Imagine riding a motorcycle. It's not just about the water that is coming down from the sky, it's what's coming off of the road. The road film with the roadkill and the drippings from garbage trucks and sewage trucks and all that. That's why it's pretty nasty. If you want to have a hazmat suit and you're having a hard time finding them on Amazon, a good rain suit. And you can get a good face, what I would say is a good respirator for coronavirus type things or pathogens. This is kind of a rapid fire broadcast where I'm going to cover a lot of things over a short time. Okay, so we've got a lot of electricity operating here. Looks like some of the lights are out. This is North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We've got a Publix right there and a whole lot of shopping that you can do here. Look at the flat water in the middle of the view. Did you notice it? That's the physics and properties, some of the physics and properties of water, is that it seeks level, covers the face of the earth, doesn't stick to a spinning water ball hurling through space. So when I'm featuring Tesla, the Gigafactory, the electrification of the power grid, I'm all about that, and I'm exposing the reality that we don't live on a spinning water ball hurling through space, the globe. It doesn't add up, it's not real, it's science fiction. I'm wanting to force the issue. I would like to see us actually electrify our power grid with lightning. So a gigajoule, do you know what it is? Hashtag it. I'm going to. I did on some of my posts. Now we can see some ominous looking clouds there. I had to get some new tires because my wear bars were exposed. These have much more tread distance. So I want to show you a couple of things here. This is where the Starbucks is, just up at the corner here. We've got a Walmart over there. Starbucks right over here. Imagine, if you will, Tesla owners drinking their gourmet coffee and loving to talk about their Teslas and pulling up to a supercharger. A supercharger that is being powered by electricity, energy from the ether. Wouldn't that be awesome? I've been in favor of electric cars the whole time, since before Tesla was even formed. That's how long. The EV1, looking at the GM EV1 and how battery technology got purchased and shelved by big oil. How about that? Isn't that special? That's what they do. That's what they do. If you're wondering if conspiracies are real, well, you can know that they are. That's the way it works. So big oil bought it out. If you want to know how the Stephen with, oh gosh, let's see, the money, I'm pulling a blank on the name of his channel right now. Solving the Money Problem. Stephen does a great job with a lot of his video. I featured it on my channel. He talks about how big oil can cause shorts in the stock market and put off the electrification of the transportation grid by shorting Tesla stock. This is what people see when they're behind me, or they can. You can call me anytime. That's the Tesla racing stickers I had made up. The other thing that I wanted to show you right now is the traffic that comes around here. It's pretty amazing. We're expecting 20 million guests here in the Myrtle Beach area this summer. So I realize it's a bit extreme to have a YouTube Truthmobile. However, I want to break out of the digital quarantine, and that's part of the reason why I'm showing the integrating with the electrification of the power grid, working with people that are interested in electrifying transportation and all of that. You can hear the internal combustion engines, all the noise from them, noise and pollution and diesel. Imagine electric buses. How about that? It can happen. Those babies can charge up, and then they don't have to smell the stinky diesel while they're doing it. Right there is the Walmart Supercenter. So imagine, if you will, people chilling out here on the deck. I've done it many a times. And having Tesla charging stations all around the edge. And have have as big a signs as can be put out there. The excitement of people inside getting their coffee, talking, going on their computers. I see a friend of mine I'm going to talk to. He he actually flew aircraft in Vietnam, landed on aircraft carriers, flew with the Jolly Rogers. It's a shout out to him. He'll know who he is because I'm going to talk to him before he leaves. So I'm going to kind of wrap this up quick because I don't want to throw him on the camera right now. But imagine, if you will, the people sitting here and enjoying this area. Hey, hey, excellent. Good to see you, man. Thank you. That's right. Can you imagine powering up the electrical grid with lightning bolts? That's what today I'm talking about.
Well, that's a great idea. I think they've thought of that someplace.
Oh yeah, Nikola Tesla. Look into him.
Yeah.
I've got him featured on my channel and that.
Okay.
Have a good one, man. Thanks. So that's part of the deal. I meet people. I'm part of the local tapestry of humanity around here. So this is kind of a messy spot with trees and all the leaves, but this is where I would typically put my car. It'll get an exposure from people coming through here, but right out here, the Truthmobile will get a lot of views right out there as well. So one of the other reasons why I put the hashtag on my name is it's the #1 search result. Somebody can take a picture of that and send it anywhere in the world just like that. So there you go. Tesla racing. Imagine, if you will, the Indy 500 pace car being a Tesla Roadster or a Cybertruck with low profile tires and a really tweaked system. Imagine, if you will, a motorcycle made with the battery system and power AC motors of a Tesla. That's why I talk about Tesla racing. Imagine, if you will, at the Indy 500, the Tesla Roadster setting a track record. Is that possible? I'd like to look into it. So there you go. This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. Another exciting day to be alive. Feel free to reach out anytime. Let's see. I want to get my end shot there. That should do.